Morning everyone. As you can see behind me, we got a blue tractor we're working on today. New to this customer, we're going to be putting the Ag Leader system he already had in it. There's going to be a John Deere fold box. We're adding the 2020 to the cab to run the John Deere planter, and we'll bring you guys along for the install and then get everything calibrated and planter hooked up later. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do, I went ahead, put our screws on our mounting plate for our Z2 controller. That's the controller that does the yaw, pitch, and roll for the guidance. And in this particular install, they want you to put it right here underneath this. There's 2 bolt studs that I already took the nuts off. The other one's way back there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that put in first. So we'll go ahead and get our controller and cables put in here. Make sure we don't smash or pinch anything in the process. One more. There we go. And then we'll just use the existing nuts we took off and get them put back on. Controller as far backwards as we can so we're not kicking it, hitting it with our lunch box. Finish tightening it with a wrench. So as you guys can see, it's pretty well tucked behind there. If you're gonna get in the cab, look at the seat, and it's usually out of the way. Alright, from the back side here, you guys see there's our controller. Went ahead and I put our wires underneath here. We'll zip tie them out of the way, that way the seat doesn't crush them when we come down. On these particular tractors, the plug in here is how the Ag Leader system talks to the tractor. It's just a short cable that plugs in there, and then it comes to this. It's a little 4-pin. It essentially just takes CAN bus messages. There's our green and yellow wires, and lets the Ag Leader system talk to the tractor, all the components it's got built into it already. From our controller, we got our main cables that come across here, and what we're looking for is the, I apologize, it's upside down, but it's the CAN 1. It's got a cap in it, so we'll just take that out, and then our cable from that plug-in, we'll just take that, bring it over, and it should plug right into the CAN 1. And this allows the tractor to talk to the steer command controller, so that way when the Ag Leader gets all of its measurements and commands, it can send it right to the tractor. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to put our ram mount up here for mounting the in command, and then we'll tuck our cable back down behind here, make it look nice. Yeah, making sure our washers aren't gonna go through there. So we'll add our nut and get that tied up. So I went ahead, got a ram mount on, and then I added the main monitor harness, the Ethernet over here to the back, and then we got our secondary one because we're running a BR1 Mini for RTK. So we'll go ahead, get that tightened up. Oh my gosh, it's crooked. There. That's much better. So now we'll dive into the spaghetti mess we got here. We're gonna pull that floor mat up. We'll get the cables running underneath the controller here. Make sure they're tucked away nicely so you don't have to look at this rat's nest. So we got our monitor in, got our cables, ran them down underneath here into the floor mat. So I'll just go ahead and cut these zip ties. To where it all looks nice. Out of the way, so those go under the floor mat, and they'll go underneath that controller to the back where we'll tie them in. Alright, next thing we got here is we went ahead and put our switch box bracket in behind the monitor. And we're going to run the switch boxes for later when we do the side dress bar, running it with the Ag Leader liquid module. And now that those are all tight, we'll go ahead. I'm going to run this cable underneath, but leave it unzip tied. I need to go find the liquid module out of the other tractor to see where I want it next. Alright, went ahead, put the antenna and RTK whip on, and I just entered the unlock code. When you do the tractor side, you got to put a unlock code into the UCM of the tractor. And then to let the Ag Leader use it, you hit this button in the top. We get our little pie chart here that lets us engage on it. Also went ahead in the 2020, went to our equipment. We're using the same planner, so all these measurements should work. Went to the tractor and I made our new Holland tractor with the measurements. And then on the Ag Leader side, I went and did the same. So we'll go ahead, go to our planting tab, and there's where I made our tractor and planter config, got them together. I just got our test farm and field. Make sure our tractor is straight and lined up. Mark our A. New line, and we are 60 foot for 24 row planter. After we've gone so long, our B should come up. And then on these models, it's really nice as long as you hit the button up top. I got the pie chart. We can use the button here on the propulsion lever, and once we tap it, the wheels should take off to steer. And coming around the end, we can see if it comes on a line nice. Dead on, even up to 7. Alright guys, this one's done. We're gonna move over to the T9 now and start getting all the monitors and stuff in that one for the bean planter. On this one, the first thing we need to do is put this bracket on to hold the switch boxes. And that'll let us control the clutches on the other John Deere bean planter. Bracket doesn't want to. Oh, I see what's going on. If you guys are putting the old style switch mount box, it's not going to work with this Wi-Fi adapter because the bracket hits here, so unless you use a longer bolt up in this hole, it ain't going to fit. Luckily, I think I got a smaller bracket. Well, I lied to you guys, so we're going to go make some modifications to this bracket because I don't have the small one. Yeah. There we go. Not too bad. So now we got our switch box mounted. Comes down to our old auxiliary module here. And I took all our wiring out that was hid here and tied in our can. And then on the inside here we tied in our power. And we leave this one unhooked because we're only using the 1 2-pin power. And then we'll try to run. There's our implement cable. We'll get that ran through here and through the fuel tank and out the back to plug into the planter. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. I got some wires to put back, and then we need to go get some extension cables to make it out past the fuel tank here. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be back to get this one finished up. Thanks for watching.